we got to air it out. Let's air it out. So we got to air it out. Let's air it out. So
how you said it? Air it out. Air it out.
Air it out. What is up, football fans? My name is Avery, and welcome to the Air It Out Football Podcast. I am joined with how do I want to describe these gentlemen here today? Very astute and very articulate young gentleman, Coach, or what is it, Miester Braxton. So what's up?
Salve, everybody. Salve. Salve, Latin for greetings. Welcome, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Yes, and it's Magister, Coach. But I'm doing fine. Ready to talk football. Ready to talk about my guy from up in upstate New York, because that made me happy. That made me smile right there. Yeah.
How would you grade that introduction, Coach, as a teacher?
Maybe 4 out of 5. Maybe
4 out of 5. That's that.
Oh, sounds like some hate.
Okay, it's not a Commander shirt. It's a football team shirt. Hold on, let me show you like the full thing. It says, quote, "We are the team." I bought this before they got there.
Man, listen. See, and that's why they never should have changed the name. That is a dope shirt. We are the team. That is dope, man. The Commanders.
Hey, man.
Come on,
I had to jump on the opportunity when it was there.
Goodness gracious. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you did not know, now you know that is the one and only with the one and only We Are the Team shirt. I mean, I don't have one, so I'm pretty sure Coach doesn't either. Juan, say what's up to the people.
So, guys, I'm not just repping a Commander shirt right now. I'm also repping a Raiders hat today because I got some big news to deliver onto this podcast. That's right. Your favorite Latino football expert is going to the draft for his birthday.
That's lit. I'm excited for you, sir. That is awesome. You're kind of set tripping with the two different teams, but it's okay. We're going to allow it.
Two different coasts, like West Coast, East Coast. Come on, man.
You know, we're going to let it.
I also have a Packers shirt. I have Jets shoes. I have memorabilia from all the teams, man. If you want to send me Ravens and Atlanta swag, go ahead. I will wear it whenever you need me to.
Well, understood, but you can't set trip. That's the whole thing, you know. But even with that being said, until we get like a Super Bowl or maybe back to the playoffs, I'm not sending you any Atlanta paraphernalia at all. Like it's pretty bad. So yeah. Anywho, ladies and gentlemen, listen, we got a great show for you today. One of our astute and articulate young gentlemen who may be joining the show, may or may not be, Deontay Daniels. Just want to give you guys that heads up that he may be joining the show. You know, you might see him pop in and give his 2 cents every now and then. Vegas better make it back. Listen, man, because, you know, I agree with the CEO. You might go out there and be like, yeah, time for another move. I'm out of here. And you will no longer be a Packers fan.
Hey, listen, I would not mind moving out to the desert where it's warmer and I get to hang out at the Death Star. I mean, how cool would that be?
I was just about to say, like, that Wisconsin with the Green Bay Packers is lovely, but Vegas.
I will say, though, I'm not much of a gambler. So if all I'm going to be doing is just visiting buffets all day, I'll take it.
Hello, Mother Dearest. How are you? Yeah, man. I agree. Vegas over Wisconsin. Haven't been to either, so this is not a shot at Wisconsin because I've never been, and I've never been to Vegas, so I can't just, you know. But I'm just saying I like warm weather over cold weather. You know how they used to ask guys in the draft, like, yeah, you know, who would you want to get drafted by and such, and they wanted to give you the political answer. Oh, you know, any team they draft me, I'm just going to be blessed. Listen, I would not want to be drafted by the Packers. I'm sorry. It's too cold. I don't like it. I can't. I don't like playing in the cold.
Not here for it.
Deontay is in the building. Say what's up to Deontay, everybody. I just listen. If the Packers was like, "Oh yeah, we want you," I'd be like, "All right, cool." But listen, home games, I might be injured. That's all I'm saying because it's cold. I don't like that. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's too
Only
cold.
in December. Only in December.
You know what I'm saying?
You wouldn't do a Lambo leap? You wouldn't go for a Lambo leap?
I ain't leaping nowhere. My feet gonna be bricks. I ain't listen.
It's gonna be 6 inches off the ground.
I don't like it. And the thing is, I've seen in the NFL the new technology. They be having the heaters on the sidelines and stuff like that.
You know who does it? In the turf.
You know who does it? The Packers. The jerks. Like we just be cold out here. I ain't never seen them, so I'm good off.
Under the turf, man, or under the
Vegas.
path, more like
Give me Vegas. I'd prefer Vegas over there. It's warm. It's warm. Okay. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Deontay, say what's up to the people.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna get into the first topic here, ladies and gentlemen. But first, Chris says Avery being modest, he don't got the bunnies anymore. Oh yeah, you're right. You definitely right about that. You're definitely right about that. I ain't leaping because I ain't got the bunnies to be doing no limbo leaping. My back is gonna go give out. I'm good off that. No, thank you. And Deontay, do you like Juan's shirts? We are the team.
We are the what?
The team. Washington Commanders old shirt.
I like that shirt. I like it.
You feel me?
I miss the Washington football team.
Me too.
I am not here for nobody's Commanders.
First of all, they do want me, okay? Because what they're missing, I can provide. That's all I'm saying.
Just as quickly as that name came for the Washington football team, their owner might go just as quickly.
I hope so. But anywho, ladies and gentlemen,
talk about that later.
We'll talk about that later. Right now, we're going to talk about our first topic, okay? And so, the first thing I want to talk to you about, Stephon Diggs done got paid, y'all. He done got paid, okay? A nice little contract extension that's going to keep him in Buffalo alongside his running mate, Josh Allen, okay? Tre'Davious White also got paid, just, putting that out there as well. But now you got Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs for a year. A great combo in the league. 2 years ago, led the league in receiving yards. This past season was not it wasn't a memorable quote unquote season and stat wise for Stephon Diggs, but it wasn't a slouch season either. What are your thoughts? Does he deserve this money? And what do you see from him moving in the future? Juan, I will start with you.
Does he deserve this money? I would say, yeah, he deserves this money. All right. Steph, last year was considered a down year, quote unquote, for Stephon Diggs in comparison to the year before. In 2020, he had 1,500 yards. In 2021, just a measly, 1,200. In 2020, 127 catches. In 2021, 103. And he had more touchdowns last year than the year before. All right, he's proven to be a great deep threat weapon for Josh Allen, complimenting him through arm strength and just taking shots down the field. It is like watching Andre Rison and Jim Kelly all over again. Even though I was not alive during that era, it is pretty much there. It is the run and gun offense. And it is beautiful to see. The question here, though, is, will this combination be enough to get the Bills finally into the championship game? I'll save my Super Bowl predictions from when we get closer to the season and after the draft, but it's looking really good. Not to mention, Tre'Davious White locked down a contract last offseason that keeps them in Buffalo till 2026. You have 4 great years of great cornerback play, great wide receiver play, and great quarterback play. Oh, the Bills are looking great right now. Upstate New York's never been this happy.
And let's not forget, there's this guy who's like a 2-time Super Bowl winner and a Super Bowl MVP. His name is Von Miller, who also plays for the team.
Listen, this Bills team is stacked in where it matters the most. Okay, they have a good rotation of running backs. They have great wide receivers, and even though they got rid of Cole Beasley, they replaced him with Jameson Crowder. They have a really good offensive line. They actually retooled the offensive line this year with free agency. And not to mention, in the middle of the field, Matt Milano, one of the most underrated middle linebackers in this league. Gosh darn it. All right. I feel like this team is built for success. Will it be Super Bowl success? We'll just have to wait and see.
We will wait and see. Coach, what are your thoughts? Stephon Diggs gets a big contract. I mean, was he the key? Is he the key to the Super Bowl? I mean, we're an overtime game away from them potentially seeing the Super Bowl action.
How do I put this? If Josh Allen was to get the ball in that playoff game, Stephon Diggs would have been the one catching that touchdown pass. I'm just putting it out there.
I don't know. It seemed like they just. I don't know. It seems like they just decided we're not going to cover Gabriel Davis. I don't know.
Listen. Stephon would have got that touchdown pass. I'm telling you this now because of this. You got to think, if you score 4, they're going to at least put 2, especially in overtime. And what happens if they put 2 on?
If you scored 2, they should have started.
Oh, listen.
3 after 3 is like,
I'm telling you, they would have gave that one-on-one to Stephon. They would not have even attempted to give a chance to Gabriel Davis. But Stephon, let's put it like this. One, he's used to big-time catches. You see what he did with the Saints. The miracle that the catch was beautiful. The feet inbounds and then able to run away with it, score and know what it is. Listen, since he's been with the Vikings, since he's been in this league, all he's done is getting better and better and better year after year. Injuries or not. Just hear me out. The last 4 years, he's went over 1,000 yards and at minimum 6 touchdowns. The last 4 years, including a year where he led the league in receiving yards and receptions. This is well-deserved. Doesn't get talked about enough, honestly, in my opinion. And for me, I think he could be a top 5 wide receiver. And let's be honest, could you say really 5 more that's blatantly better?
Yes.
That's a good question. Actually, it's a great segue, Deontay. What are your thoughts? Is Stephon Diggs a top 5 wide receiver, and should he have been paid as such? Because he is paid as such right now.
Is he top 5 in terms of production? Yes. In terms of production, yes. He's healthy.
We're talking overall game.
So yes. Overall game, no. He's
game,
not
possession, health, ability, all of it.
Why not? Why not?
He's not going to win you the jump ball. He's not going to take a slant to the house from 60. He's not going to do it. You can't throw him a screen and expect him to get a 3-yard first down when they press up on him and say, go make a play like you can a Deebo Samuels. You can't do it with Stephon. I'm sorry. I love Stephon Diggs. But there are things about his game that he's lacking. He is.
He's not top 5, but is he top 10?
Yeah.
Without question. Yeah, without question.
Easy. In the NFL. So my initial answer to the question is, does he deserve his money? In the NFL, in today's game, if you have a number 1 receiver, you pay your number 1 receiver. Stephon Diggs is a number 1 receiver. Mm-hmm. So you do that. Now, Avery, do me a favor. How much did he get?
I believe he got 170 million. No,
104
million. That's million guaranteed.
And 70 million guaranteed.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. How many years?
4 years.
4 years.
Okay.
Well, added on top of the contract, 6-year contract.
About 24, 25 a year.
Right. Okay, cool. So, like I said, that's not to break your team's back. So, if you have a number 1 receiver, you pay your number 1 receiver. The Bills are a team right now. They have holes that I think are going to ultimately stop them from taking that next step. I think they'll continue to get back to where they get to, but they'll never pass it. for a couple reasons. They have built their team from the outside in. They got the quarterback, then they got receivers, people for him to throw the ball to, and then they worry about everything last. Can't do that. This is the NFL. You build your team from the inside out. So they got the quarterback.
Well, to Juan's point, they did make a good amount of moves in free agency on the offensive line.
Okay, cool.
Defensive line, they got Greg Rousseau. They have Epinesa, who's becoming
right. I'll get to the defense in a second. So if they made moves on offensive line, cool. Take some pressure off of Josh. But also, your play calling has to be from the inside out. If you run all your plays through Josh Allen, you're going to lose. I'm sorry. You're going to lose. That's the Packers' problem. They go through Aaron Rodgers. That's the Ravens' problem. We go through Lamar Jackson. We're going to lose. You have to run the ball. They, like the comment said, are they a running back away? They're running plays away. I won't necessarily say a running back. They have to just run the ball. Just run the ball. And real quick, I'm about to get personal. Baltimore, when you're in the red zone, run the ball.
You don't got to get fancy.
Right, just run the ball, please.
All right, enough.
I'm going back.
This ain't the Ravens show. This ain't the Ravens show. Just like
it hurts, but it's true. Just run the ball.
Also, Buffalo, yes, you guys are great. The front seven, their DBs are little. They are little. All of them are little. Every single one of them, little. So there's a reason why 4 of them were in the end zone. They threw that ball up to D-Hop, and D-Hop caught that ball. I know this was years ago, but they are little. I love Micah Hyde. I love all of them. Trey White.
All 1 to 6 foot.
All of them.
Jordan Poyer.
I love Poyer. I love them all. Johnson. I love them all. Because I'm little. So I love little DBs.
5'10", 5'11",
but we need to add some size to those DBs that you're gonna lose. They're gonna keep losing because when the game is on the line, they can't stop anybody. They really can't. And it's sad to say, but they can't.
They can't win the jump ball.
Right. They just don't. And let them go up against a team that can run the ball well, that can get to the second level. It's curtains for the Bills. Because they're not tackling anybody. They're little.
Tyreek Hill is playing against them twice a year.
Okay, so let me ask you guys this, and I don't want to go into detail. I don't want no explanation of why you have them here. I just want to hear your top 5 wide receivers. I'm going to start with you, Coach. Your top 5 wide receivers. You believe that Stephon is in the top 5. Let me hear your top 5 wide receivers.
Currently, as the NFL is right now.
Who are your top 5 wide receivers? In order.
Oh, in order?
Okay, all right. I'll take some pressure off. Not in order, just top 5.
Okay, so I'll make this quick. Stephon, D-Hop, Cooper Kupp, Devontae Adams, and yeah, I'm going to go with it. Give me Mike Evans.
Okay.
Give me Mike Evans.
Juan.
Number 5, Mike Evans. Number 4, Justin Jefferson. Number 3, Jamar Chase. Number 2, Devontae Adams. And number 1, DeAndre Hopkins.
Surprising. Okay, and Deontay.
Okay. I'm just gonna name 5. Let me name 5.
Okay.
And I'm gonna name this guy first because you two both disrespected him. Deebo Samuels. Next.
More of an athlete than anything.
Listen, that's why he's not on my top 5. Because he's a wide receiver,
he will route you up.
Whatever he needs to be.
No. I'm gonna defend Deebo. He will route you up. You can't stop him no matter where you line him up. On the depth chart, he's a wide receiver. Deebo.
Okay.
When healthy, he can't be stopped. Odell Beckham Jr. When healthy, he can't be stopped. D-Hop, Devontae, Cooper Kupp.
All right.
Right.
All right. I'm going to say top 5. Okay. And I'm going to go in order.
See, yo, it's the routes, man.
Number 1. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what anybody says. Okay. I've held this off for so long. Okay. Julio Jones
Oh
is
my
no
God.
longer in the top. He's no longer. He is no longer in the top 5. Okay.
Okay.
So because of that,
All right, cool.
so because of that, number 1 right now in the game is DeAndre Hopkins. I've said it for years that he's been number 2 behind. He is number 1. Okay. He's the best one. Okay. He is number 1. Okay. Number 2 in the game right now. I don't care what anybody says. The man's name is Cooper Kupp. Okay. Don't care what anybody says. Cooper Kupp is nice. Okay. There's nothing he can't do.
I'd let him date my daughter.
Number 3. I'm going to say this only because I really haven't seen him stopped other than with bad quarterback play from Baker Mayfield. But when he's healthy, Odell Beckham is not, you really can't stop him. Like, we haven't seen him stopped, okay? Number 4. I'm going to give it to him. Devontae Adams. Now, I got to see what he's going to do with Derek Carr. Now, I got to see because part of me feels like he's a little bit of a product of Aaron Rodgers. Part of me. Okay? Part of me feels like a little bit of Aaron Rodgers product. But we're going to see what he can do. Okay?
Hold on. Who did you say was number 1? Devontae.
DeAndre Hopkins.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
DeAndre Hopkins. And then number 5.
Eastern Washington.
Oh, yeah. I knew it was something obscure.
Number 5, I'm going to say, this one's tough.
Someone play Jeopardy music.
Because there's 3 guys that I'm thinking.
Which one of them came to your mind first?
Yeah, just pick that one then.
Okay. All right, hear me out. Well, don't hear me out because I can't explain it. But I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it.
Debo.
Justin Jefferson, man.
Oh, wow.
Justin Jefferson is nice, yo. He's so good. He's so good.
His feet are so smooth.
He's so good, man.
Oh,
He's so good. He's scary good, man. Like I'm just
you know, be even better.
And the only reason I left Debo out is because these other guys like strictly just play receiver. They don't get moved around as much as Debo does. I'm not saying that he can't do what they do because that's one thing I will not say.
He does do what they do.
He can't do what is like. He can do
everything
they
do.
He can do everything they do and more.
Does do.
Right?
Exactly.
However, for me there are certain certain things that I'm just like. For me, my checklist, right? I have certain things on my checklist that most people don't have on their checklist. All right. With that being said, we're talking about wide receivers. Deontay, I'll give you last thoughts real quick.
Debo.
Okay.
Ahead.
All right. Since we're talking
Y'all
about,
gonna see. Y'all gonna learn.
since we're talking, listen. I'm not saying he not. I'm
That'll
not.
be my top fantasy pick.
We're
not saying he's not one of the top wideouts. We're just saying if we're talking top wideouts.
And here's the reason. Let me just explain one thing why I put Justin over him.
I thought we weren't explaining.
I'm just because he defended Debo. So I'm gonna defend my.
All he's gotta say is Debo. That's the explanation.
Listen. Justin,
since
a rookie
came in
and was killing it, like from a
That's
rookie.
facts.
When we thought like
That's fine.
straight and was like
1400.
balling. And
So listen.
hold up. And again, this is something that's on my checklist that's not typically on everybody else's checklist. Who would I be like, oh man, I got my hands full today with this dude? I'm not saying that I wouldn't have my hands full with Debo, but I know because they move him so much, they wouldn't just have me on Debo. Does that make sense? Like, I know I just got to guard Justin all day. You know what I'm saying? Debo, he's going to line up in the backfield. That's not my responsibility. He's going to line up in tight and halfback position, tight end position. Like, that's not my responsibility. When it's my responsibility, I'm like, all right, we got to get busy. But I know all day, every day, I got to see Justin line up for 60 minutes.
You know,
So that's the reason.
You know who should be really scared of Debo Samuel? 49ers fans afraid that he might leave.
Speaking of wide receiver trade rumors, listen, if you have not heard, Debo Samuel is he's pretty grumpy right now. He seems to be, at least from reports. We haven't heard from Debo, but according to reports and sources and his agent, Debo ain't happy. And contract talks have stalled, and Debo might want to get on up out of there. I want to know your thoughts. Coach, I'm going to start with you. Should Debo request a trade? And if so, what team should pick him up?
All right, so let's talk this first. He doesn't need to go anywhere. Stay right where you are. No need for no trade. No need to ask for a trade. All you need to do is make sure they pay you your money. That's it. If they start not wanting to pay you that money, then we can talk. But until then, no. I would like you to do what you're doing, because let's really be honest. When we're talking about, let's say, a Justin Jefferson, we're talking about, all right, how's our secondary going to stop this man? When we talk about Debo Samuels, all right, all 11, how are we going to stop him? That is why you don't give up a guy like him. Unfortunately, that's why I personally won't say he's a top 5 wide receiver, because he is, in my opinion, one of the just top 5 weapons in NFL right now. Hands down. When you're talking about using this man, not only on offense, running the ball, catching the ball, blocking, whatever needs to be done, but you can use him in special teams, really.
I think he's the number 1 weapon in the NFL. That's just my personal. But go ahead.
Listen, I never say he couldn't be number 1, but for me, he's at least top 3. At least top 3.
Let me say something real fast.
And not 3.
Let me say something real fast. The only reason I can't say he's the number 1 weapon in the NFL is because there's this guy named Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Ball every single play.
I tried not to bring it up, but Deontay.
And like, I'm not saying that as a homer to the Ravens. I'm just talking about.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
It
makes sense. It makes sense like that. So
I have yet to see Lamar catch a pass, but I have seen Debo throw one. That's why I say
I got you. You don't want to see Lamar line up, though. Some DBs don't want Lamar line up.
That's
3,000. I mean,
just
right.
All right, Deontay.
I mean, even Tom Brady caught a pass.
Right. This is true. You know what I'm saying? Now, Deontay, what are your thoughts? Like, again, should Debo want out of there? And if so, like, where do you think he should go? Like, what team do you think they should trade him to?
So Debo needs to stay home. He needs to stay where he's at. He's in a very Le'Veon-like situation. Because how do you pay him? It was the same thing as Le'Veon. It was like, how do you pay him? Because he was the best running back in the league, while also being at the top of the receiving stats as well. So it's like, how do you pay this man? So with Debo, it's like, how do you pay this man? Because I'm sure Debo is looking at it like, I'm not only one of the best receivers in the league, I'm one of the best running backs in the league too. I'm a problem no matter where I line up. So how do you pay me? Because you can't compare me to Tyreek Hill. He just does that. You can't compare me to Devontae. He just does that. But you can't compare me to running backs either because they just do that. I'm one of one. I'm Debo. Literally one of one. So it's like the only people who I feel like are in the same boat is like Gronk when he was going through all his good stuff. And then Kittle now, because these guys are like, they're great tight ends, but they're really good tackles too. So it's like, how do you pay them? Because you can't compare them to Travis Kelce because he's just that. Like, you can't, they're not Darren Waller because he's just that. Like, these are big receivers. These guys are little tackles. They're dogs. Debo is a different dog. He a fullback. He's a fullback. He's a running back. He's a wide receiver. The man can play tight end. He's their team. And if Debo leaves, nobody else is going to use him that way unless you go to a team that has experience using people that way, and he goes to the Falcons. And he don't want to go to the Falcons.
I'm just saying, Debo and Cordero. That's all I'm saying. With Mariota, what you gonna do? We running wishbone all day. What you talking about? We ain't throwing the ball not once. What you talking about?
Why would you do this?
You gonna have to pick. We running the triple.
That would be a great
quadruple option up in there. Quadruple option. We about to bring it. What you talking about? Yay.
That would be a great team on Madden.
Juan, what is Debo?
Give it to me.
Dan Fran. Trade like
hold on. He can come to Baltimore though. We'll use him.
Anywho,
so Lamar, Debo, number 1 and 2 weapon. Oh,
check
the
video I sent you on Crew. You'll see.
Oh.
What are your thoughts on Debo and his contract situation?
I'll say.
By the way, you did not send a video. You sent a still shot. But continue.
I'll try to send that video when I can. But Darren knows what it is. So where do I think he can go? Well, as Deontay mentioned, go to somewhere where the offense is very similar to that in Atlanta, right? And what have the New York Jets become? Kind of mini San Fran out in the East Coast. You got Mike Shanahan running the offense. You got Robert Saleh coaching that staff as a whole and basically formatting the offense and being like the 49ers. Basically, as much as I'd love the Jets to trade for Deebo Samuel, they won't get him because the Jets are not a prime trade destination right now because they don't have a culture of winning. That being said, I probably see him going to Dallas, to be honest, replacing
Amari Cooper.
Yeah, replacing Amari Cooper. And becoming kind of like the kind of player that Kellen Moore I feel like can unlock the offense with. Is it possible? I think so, but they'd have to give up a lot to get him. Could maybe CeeDee Lamb be on the chopping block for it? We'll see.
So the fact of the matter is, hold on. So the fact of the matter is, we can play fantasy booking with Debo all day because he can literally be plugged in anywhere. He is that good. It's like if he got placed anywhere else with a good quarterback, people would get to see how good of a actual receiver he actually is. But right now, I feel like Debo is on a Hall of Fame arc. And he's got to stay where he's at. And plus, that team is really good, man. He has no reason to leave. If it's about money, that is dumb.
I mean, that's why Tyreek left KC was mainly for money.
He got one, though. So
get those evil vibes out of the atmosphere. What are you talking about? What evil vibes?
He talking about the Cowboys.
Oh,
but like Tyreek, he got one already. So it's like, yeah, he can now go chase money. He's got one. Debo, he doesn't have one yet.
Now, hear me out. They don't have the cap space. Maybe don't even have the trade value to get him. But could you imagine? Deebo Samuel. On the team we were just talking about earlier, the Buffalo Bills alongside Stephon Diggs in the backfield, like that would be very, very scary. Stephon Diggs on one side, Deebo Samuel on the other side, and then
Deebo will be a full-time running back.
And fix the running back. He can fix the running back situation by himself.
Deebo will be a full-time running back. There will be no reason for Devin Singletary.
I will say this: the biggest thing I want to consider with Deebo, especially, is his usage. Specifically, how many touches this guy's gonna get per game. All right, I like. Is he like he looks strong enough to handle the load, but that kind of stuff can weigh a player down. We saw like what happened with Derrick Henry after being like the mainstay of that Titans offense. So long as Deebo can stay healthy, I feel like he can literally become the best NFL player for years to come.
I agree. I think the difference is. And even when it comes to Derrick Henry, like Derrick Henry's injury, I don't think it was a load injury. It was a freak accident injury, right? And then I think the same thing with Deebo because I see two of the same thing with them. And same with Zeke, which is why you don't see him get hurt. They know how to get hit. There's an art to getting hit, and some people don't know that. They actually know how to take a hit in the NFL. So I don't see them actually getting hurt because of a hit or because of wear and tear on the body. Like I think them getting hurt are things like fluke stuff. Like, okay, I sprained an ankle. I stepped wrong on somebody's foot or something like that, and a bone shifted. Something like that. Some freak accident type stuff. But yeah, it'll definitely be interesting. Coach,
I think Deebo gets hit like an Alvin Kamara. That's like the best example I'll say because when you get hit as the art form. You take it and roll with it. It's all about balance. You take it or you stop, make enough force to cancel it out. It's just like boxing with Ali. Robodope, he rolled right with the punch. Listen.
How did we not realize Alvin Kamara and Deebo Samuel are like basically these two-way star like athletes? Both can play either receiver or running back. Both are powerful and know how to take it. Oh, come on. Kamara knows how to take it.
One's more of a receiver,
not so heavy on the head shake, but it's kinda. They're kind of similar.
They kind of similar, but
they tip the scale. Like,
if Alvin Kamara lines up at receiver, he's getting locked. I'm locking him up. I'm locking him up. Like he's not. I'm not. What? Deebo lines up a receiver. I'm like, hold up. All right, let's get ready. He go in the back.
I just want the Jets to trade for a wide receiver. For God's sake, you have all these trade rumors with AJ Brown and DK Metcalf, now Deebo Samuel and Terry McLaurin all up for contracts. For the love of God, just send a pick already. I'm tired of this.
So look. While Coach was talking, Juan, I saw the light bulb go off in his mind. We thought the same thing because Alvin was brought up. Could y'all imagine Deebo being a Saint with Alvin? Could you imagine him being a Saint, bro?
I don't want to imagine. No thanks.
Yo,
no
thanks. I don't like it simply
because then you guys think about this. Wait, he would be the number 2 receiver.
No thanks.
Because Mike Thomas is the number 2 receiver.
No, he wouldn't. He'd be number 1.
If Deebo comes to town, Michael Thomas plays. And Michael Thomas
but Michael Thomas would be the number 2.
Yeah, I did.
Michael Thomas would be number 2.
He would be that offense's like 4th option. Because it would have to run through Alvin. Then they would go to Deebo. Then they mess around, give it to Taysom Hill. Then they go to Michael Thomas.
So
because all he's gonna do is run a slant. All Michael Thomas does is run a slant.
This take right here does sound like a homer. This does sound like a homer, but that would be scary to see Jalen and run the option. That would,
but it'd be better with Lamar.
That would definitely be time. Chris agrees. Mike Thomas would be the number 2. He's not going to be the number 1. It's not going to happen.
And people gotta remember, I'm thinking of Deebo as a wide receiver who can play running back, not somebody who runs the ball and then can line up at receiver.
All I'm saying is Deebo, come on to Atlanta. We got Cordero. We're not going to have Calvin for 1 year, but once he come back, now you got Cordero, you got Marcus Mariota, you got Calvin Ridley and Kyle Pitts.
This man trying to talk about Marcus Mariota like if he's like the second coming of Matt Ryan.
Man, I ain't talking about him like that. I'm just saying. All I'm saying is we can get down, okay?
Jameis will do that thing.
I'll
Chris.
take Jameis.
Like your tank
No,
for a quarterback.
the same from last year.
Jameis can hand the ball off and throw slants. He can do
Now,
that.
I want to ask you guys something in the time that we have left here. All right. We were talking about trades and different things like that. I'm surprised. No, Juan, you didn't bring up this name as you you won a Terry McLaurin and different things like that, but you didn't bring up names like Calvin Ruther that played for the Braves. No, Calvin Ruther bet on the Braves. So I mean, I was sorry. I'm asking, Julio Jones is out there. So my question to you guys, who is the best free agent left, right? Juan, you talked about, again, receivers. There's still Odell. There's still Will Fuller. There's still Julio Jones, all on the market right now. So, Deontay, I'm going to start with you. Who is the best free agent available in your opinion? I'll give you like the first 15 that we have here according to NFL.com. We've got.
I don't need him, bro. I don't need him.
All right, say less.
The answer is Tyrann Mathieu.
Okay.
Point blank, period.
All right.
There are too many teams who can have this guy come out here, and if they want to go too high, he can do it. They want somebody to lurk in the middle of the field, he can do it. Cover the tight end, he can do it. Cover the back out, he can do it. Cover the flat, he can do it. The answer is Tyrann Mathieu, but I think I just feel like that because I need Baltimore, please. Please. We had Chuck Clark for too many seasons trying to do this role. We take out Chuck Clark and put in Tyrann Mathieu. Our defense just goes to another level. Please.
Chris, that's petty.
I think that's the same sales pitch that Bobby Wagner got.
Hey, whatever.
All right. Well, Jerome agrees with you.
Coach, agree with me. Tyrann Mathieu, go ahead.
So I'll take my take a little bit differently. First off, I have to agree. Yes, Tyrann Mathieu is definitely the best free agent left. Now, is he the most interesting or maybe one of the better options for certain teams? No. You got to think about it. You got guys like Stephon Gilmore that's still out there somehow. You got guys like Stephon Gilmore who's still out there. Guys like Calais Campbell, when healthy, who was still a good guy in the middle on that defense.
Yes.
Melvin Gordon's still out there. And even though he's not the sack guy that he was made out to be when he first came
virtually, Chris, he met with them virtually.
Jadeveon Clowney is still a free agent. He's still not 30, people.
Jadeveon Clowney has done nothing since he's been in the NFL.
He is unreliable as hell.
Listen, unreliable or not, but when he's on the field, production shows. Every single year, he's on the field, production shows. The only thing you can say is he's not a sack guy. And we have a lot of guys that's like that. But that freak athleticism, the ability to play to run the way he does, he still does what he has to do.
Yeah, when he wants to.
Not take away from him.
When he wants to.
Again.
He's lazy, bro.
He's lazy. And, Deontay, I'm going to say it now. J.C. Tretter.
I don't know who that is.
He's a good guard.
Cleveland Browns.
All right, Juan.
Last few years. He's a free agent. And who needs a center? Listen, Ravens, I'm saying it now. Deontay got the Tyrann Mathieu. I'm going for J.C. Tretter. Give us the offense. Help Lamar out right in the middle. Be solid.
I'll take Odell so we can put Hollywood in the slot where he's supposed to be.
Preach, brother. EDC, you need to come and listen to this podcast.
Anywho, all right, enough with the Ravens podcast. You know what? You're both muted. How about that, Juan? Talk to me, man.
This show is full of bias, man. All we ever do is talk about Ravens, Falcons, and maybe sometimes the Jets if I ever feel like it.
I don't talk about the Falcons.
Huh?
I don't talk about the Falcons a lot.
You end the damn show with it. Anyways.
He's not a Falcon anymore.
Actually, everyone keeps saying like either the best one or the most interesting. I want to talk about the most intriguing. I know it's like it's a simile, but intriguing in the sense of like it's not when he'll play again, it's if he'll play again. I'm talking about the tight end that revolutionized the position in the early aughts. I'm talking about Mr. Rob Gronkowski. Already got his 4th ring, had a pretty productive year down in Tampa with his best bud Tom Brady. However, he hasn't said whether he's coming back to Tampa or football, if at all. very interesting to me because he is still one of the at least a top 5 to top 7 tight end in this league. Rob Gronkowski is. He is still a great run blocker. He is still knows how to box defenders out down the middle. And him and Tom Brady have always been kind of like that pairing that you never want to see separated because they just work so well together. If there was only one place I can see Rob Gronkowski go, it's probably Buffalo. But will it be maybe a tight end competition between him and Dawson Knox? I think Gronkowski beats Knox out of there 9 out of 10 times.
Okay, not mad at it. I'm going to go with, obviously the best available is Tyron, right? I think the Honey Badger is the answer as far as who's the best available.
That's the overall consensus.
Yeah, but I think for me, the most interesting to me is Odell. Again, when he is healthy, we have not seen him be stopped. When we thought there was some fall off and everything like that, we realized, oh, wait a second. No, that was bad quarterback play because you put him with a quarterback and, over his first 4 games, 6 touchdowns. He literally was just just get me the football. That's all I wanted. He couldn't do that, right? And so when healthy, I think he's the most interesting to me because, again, this is a receiver who can get you 1,000 yards easily every season. This is a receiver who can catch anything that you throw his way. He's strong. He can block. To me, I don't know. I think to me the most interesting is Odell, and because he's getting quote unquote up in age, he's 29, right? And when they get to around the 30 age, that's when they start to say, right? You might be able to get him a little bit cheaper. Also, he's got a Super Bowl ring. He may be a little bit more content at this point to be like, you know what? Okay, cool. I'm cool with just getting my checks and playing good football. He's still going to want to win. So do not get that. Dude, he's a competitor. But, that's all I'm saying. That's why he's the most interesting. Deontay, you had something that you want to say. Last comments before we get out of here.
Let me respond to you with the Odell thing. I really do think Odell is one of the most interesting as of right now because of where he goes. But I think it would be really smart if Odell doesn't sign anywhere till week 8. I think he'll be like a playoff guy. But
I can see it.
But because Odell, go ahead, Juan, go ahead, because I feel like.
No, I'll please finish because after that, I kind of have a similar play to bring up on that perspective.
And we also got to wrap it up.
All right, because I got one more because Odell not going to be around to the playoffs. I got one more wide receiver that's a little interesting. So one of the most interesting most interesting free agents that's out there is Terrell Owens. T.O. is
that was an April Fool's joke. That was an April Fool's joke.
Juan, your thoughts. Last thoughts, and we're out of here.
Free agent that is still available would be whatever team signs them is essentially going to become the Cleveland Browns after the whole controversy with Deshaun Watson. Antonio Brown is still out there, and he is a formidable wide receiver no matter where he goes. But I think he probably won't sign until November at the
well, Juan, you are now muted because you mentioned Antonio Brown on this podcast. I am done with Antonio Brown. Okay, listen, ladies and gentlemen, we are gonna get out of here. Don't give T.O. any ideas. He got plenty of ideas.
He playing in the fan control football league.
He got
plenty of ideas. T.O. or AB?
With that being said, this is the Air It Out podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to follow us on all your social media platforms. That's Instagram at Inside the Hashes, Facebook at Inside the Hashes, Twitter at Inside Hashes. And don't forget to check out the website, www.insidethehashes.com. All your football content right there at your fingertips. That's podcasts, blogs, interviews, gaming, all of it, man. Go to InsideTheHashes.com and then go to YouTube. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and then turn on notifications. That way you can know when we go live and you get your comments put in here. You know what I'm saying? This is the Air It Out podcast brought to you by Inside the Hashes. For Juan, for Coach, for Deontay, I'm Avery. We're going to head on out of here. But before we do, Matt Ryan, if you could please.
Can you stop talking about Matt Ryan?
And the number one receiver.
Please come.
We're good to go.